Hey everyone, welcome to the Behind Enemy Lines YouTube channel. Today we've got a very special item that we're going to paint. It's a bit different from the normal Flames of War or Warhammer or testing random things that I find to do. It's Star Wars Legion, and just to be a bit different, we're going to paint a Imperial Shoretrooper. So in this one we're going to be using a combination of airbrush, hand brushing, and some ink washes. Well, an ink wash, to bring it all together. So let me disassemble this guy, get him on a stick because these are pretty cool. I like the troops first of all, because they're, watch this trick, it's like they're pushed together, which is a novelty. Normally everything has to be glued crazily together. So I'm going to go and put these in different places on little, what do you call them, paper clips, and get them prepped and ready to go. So I've already undercoated this one black. I'm not worried about the spaces around it because the obvious overlaps of the helmets cover it all up. So Shoretroopers, they're a bit easier than Stormtroopers, who are all white, and as we all know, white is a terrible colour to paint. But these are a slightly more beige colour. So we're going to go through that and see what it looks like. Back in a minute. Hey everyone, welcome back. First colour up we're going to do is Vallejo dark flesh tone. Sorry if you can't see this or it's not zooming in properly, but it's a nice game air color. We're just going to airbrush this on. Not thinning it at all because it's the undercoat, and we won't use too much PSI, so about 15 to 20 PSI. No big deal here. So we'll try and work this out with this camera without spraying my phone, because that will suck if my phone is covered in brown paint. As you can imagine, that would not look the greatest. It's a bit wet because I had some thinner in here earlier to give it a pre-clean. Get the whole thing well coated in that lovely brown. This will serve the base for our beige. Don't worry about the rest of it. From my research, the armor between the panels, or the cloth, I could only assume, and leather, was all brown as well. Some of the, what do you call it, repros look to have the black, but we'll go with the brown because that's what it is, at least what I think it is in the movies. I did a bit of research. By a bit of research, I mean I watched Rogue One. Push him to the back, and we'll get these fellas. Little head with that weird thing at the top of it. Nobody knows what that is. I thought it was like a pair of glasses or something, but it's just some sort of weird Star Wars thing. You don't question Star Wars, they just have it. I mean, when they finally described what a Stormtrooper helmet actually blocked, which was smoke but not gas, I was like, well, what's the point of wearing a helmet then? And to be honest, like, most Stormtrooper armor seems garbage anyway. When you look at them to get shot by a blaster, they just fall down dead. I mean, the Mandalorian seems to be the only one who can survive hits from, Stormtrooper rifles. Alright, that bit's done. Every fella, or every bit, is brown. We'll come back with the next color combo in a second. Okay, ready for the next color, which is once again a Model Air by Vallejo. It's light brown. So I'm going to give him a, well, at least we're going to try on the armored parts, the part of all the weird plasticized armor that they have. I've emptied out the airbrush, but I haven't cleaned it out. So it's going to have the brown. So we'll just, normally I do this on a bit of paper, but I don't want to. Still coming out a little too brown. There we go. Now it's going a nice beigey sand color. Right, so let's get that on the armored parts as best we can. Now I need to get close into this, so I need to make sure that you can see and I can see, because I'm being a bit of a dork again and not wearing my glasses. So don't worry about overspray onto the pants or the boots. We're going to come back and fix those with some hand brushing. Remember this weird panel they've got on their thigh here? I don't know why that's there. But what are we talking about? This is someplace in a galaxy far, far away, a long time ago, but somehow in the future. So just do it once over, spin them around. These Games Workshop holders, by the way, are amazing. To be honest, it's one of the only things I've ever bought from GW, and it's actually lasted. I know there's others out there that are better, but or could be better. If you want me to test one, send me one and I'll have a try of it. We'll just spray them from the top down, even though you won't see that because covered by its helmet. And because this is a lighter colour, it's going to dry quicker on the nib. So I noticed that as I was painting, that it kind of stopped and got hung up there. So we'll just give it a quick clean with a wet brush and should be, yeah, it's good to go again. Right, next up, the helmet and the other arms. Try and get that so it's in shot. Yes, very good. I've tried so many times to figure out how to get a comfortable position with airbrushing and a camera in front of you, but I honestly don't think there is one. I think they're just really good at what they do, because you're going to get like my hairy wrist in the way, and not as hairy as some I've seen. Jeepers creepers. It's like a bear was filming. And of course the compressor needs to refill. I'm not worried too much about the stuff that's going to be hidden. But I do like to make sure that I can hide as much as I can, or cover as much as I can. I'm not trying to hide anything, sorry. Right, that's that done. We'll come back to the next colour. And did we just scrape off the paint on the thing there? Yes, we did. We'll fix that and come right back. Okay, at this point we're going to have a 50-50 mix of Vallejo Sand Yellow 028 Model Air, and yes, it's called Model Air, and the light brown we were using previously. So this is more of a top-down highlight, so I will try and limit my shots onto the armor and bang crap on my desk, which is what I love to do. Alright, so here we go. Might get a bit closer actually, show you what I'm doing. Try and make that zoom a little less rubbish. Yep, cool. That makes it look like you can see all the foibles on the model. So we're spraying from, say, a 45-degree angle, trying to get a bit of zenithal going on. Oh, paint's come out. That's beautiful. Oh, there you go. As you can see, this is brighter, but it's not too white. That's what we want to try and avoid, because this model is a beach model. And I'd have to say, after watching Rogue One, I thoroughly enjoyed that. It was great to see a gritty Star Wars. Is how I'd... What am I doing? Losing control. Compared to the newer ones, which seemed they kind of reminded me of the old ones in the way that they were playful. And that's the thing a lot of folks are forgetting. It's a space opera. I mean, they were never going to make every single movie like they did, not up to your previous expectations. You know, this is something 13-year-old you who watched the originals, or it was me, 8-year-old me, would have enjoyed as an 8-year-old. You're trying to apply too many expectations to a movie, if you know what I mean. It's probably why you, the hater, don't like it. Anyway, enough about the psychology of a Star Wars fan. Don't want to delve too deep. Before you start, don't start me on trickies. There we go. Oh, sorry, that just slipped off screen there. So highlighting this, I think this weird German bread box thing is a thermal detonator case, but don't quote me on that because I don't know enough about Star Wars to, you know, answer that as any authority on it. I'm just a guy painting miniatures for you. And we'll do the same with the helmet as we did with the other parts. Just trying to get a few angles on here. We don't want them to be too light. We'll do this as a kind of so it looks like it's faded a bit. Because if you watch the movie, you'll see that the Shoretroopers are kind of faded and a bit more gritty than your average Stormtrooper. Also have a look at when they're trying to connect to the comms tower. Those plugs are all rusty, so I'm guessing it's salt water where they are. Alright, that's that done. We're going to move on to the next step after this. How do everyone, welcome back. So we finished airbrushing for now, or for this whole thing actually. But now we need to block in the colours in between. So the first thing we're going to go back to is actually our Game Air Dark Flesh Tone. Hope you can see that. We're going to use this to paint all the bits that should be the cloth or the base for the leather, if there are any on this, and he does have some ammo pouches on the sides which I will be doing in leather. So just to give you an idea of where we're going to paint, I'll just move all the little bits out of the way. So on this chap, just get him in close so I can see what I'm doing. The pants, the shoes, there's a gaps between the belts, the ammo pouches, and anywhere else that's cloth. So to give you an idea what this paint looks like, even though you should already know from when it was on him about 2 minutes ago. Bring him back into shot, eh? Make life easier on everyone. It's like this. Excuse the naughty dogs. We'll come back when this is all done. Everyone, welcome back, and that's out of focus. Good work, me. While you were gone, I gave, well, in between the instantaneous gap here, I gave the cloth areas and the leather areas a quick wash with an ink, just a sepia ink. So that's all the cloth areas and the areas between the arm bits and the hand gloves things. But next up, we are going to do all the areas that need to be black. And because I'm not a fan of using black on anything, I'm going to use German grey. And that is actually not anywhere on his body per se, but on the gun itself, or the blaster, I don't know what this is actually. I assume it's some sort of laser phaser rifle or carbine, or I don't know. Anyway, I'm going to go with German grey, and then we're going to highlight it with Luftwaffe uniform actually. So only this, the gun itself, and the lenses inside his helmet will be that. We'll come back when this is done and I'll show you the highlighting. Now we're going to use a 50-50 mix of Vallejo Luftwaffe uniform and the German grey, which I said earlier, to highlight the weapons, or the grey, or the German grey on the weapons. I don't want it to be too blue, but Luftwaffe blue is a fantastic highlight for German grey. We're just going to do it on the edges of the weapons. We'll focus, please computer. There you go. We don't want it to look too cartoony, but we want to give it enough, what's the word, highlighting that it looks to be worn in some way. Now we're going to try and do this super carefully because I can't see anything from where I am, but fortunately these have a lot of ridges. You can get away with dry brushing this as well. I'm trying not to do that. I'm trying just to touch on the edges to get it to pop. It's got a weird kind of M4 stock look thing going on here. Turn it around. I've got to figure out a new way to do this where I'm actually close to the miniature. Who knows? We'll figure it out one day. flip it around. We'll do the other bits that are exposed. Oh, so that you can see it too at home. It's almost like dry brushing, but the brush has a bit more of the wet pigment on it. Might go for another one that's a teeny bit more extreme, but just on the edges. So this is almost pure, Luftwaffe uniform. Gives it a nice. Oh, that's too much. Just wick it away with your thumb. You can do that. There we go. I'll do one on the weird. Oh, hiding it from me. The weird magazine here. Don't think I've ever seen a stormtrooper like reload one of the blaster weapons either. I think I read the story behind it of that, is each magazine or clip or whatever they're called holds a couple of thousand charges in it, so they don't need to. That's why they carry so few. But I could be wrong, but makes a good fluff. Anyway, that's that done. So we're almost at the end here. What do I need to do? Oh, it's highlight the white now. We can just move straight on to that. No need for a obnoxious cut. I use Deck Tan by Vallejo, 986. Don't like using white. Just not my thing. But Deck Tan is quite good. It's an off-white. If I wasn't using Deck Tan, I'd use... I have another colour that's very close to white, but I've just stopped using white over these years. I'll show you how I apply the white to it, or the highlight. Now, with these stormtroopers, I found highlighting these is actually really easy because they've got so many big panels that you can quite easily use the side of your brush on. So I'll just move the helmet and things out of the way, and I'll try and get this on screen without getting my strange hands in the way. Yeah, this bit's easy. Come down, side of your brush, just under the tip. This brush doesn't really have a point, which is great. It's my highlighting brush. I think that's from years of abuse, to be honest, more than specifically getting it for that. Remember, if you go over the edges on this, it's not so bad because this stormtrooper looks like spends most of his time on the beach, wearing and tearing his armor somehow. Hanging 10. Don't forget the belt. I accidentally over inked this one here, but you can try and bring that back with the highlight, but it's no big deal. He can be dirty. Trying to get these tips of these other, I'm going to call them doodads and thingamajigs, but you get the picture. So we're just going to do this on the whole Marine. Sorry, he's not a Marine. Oh, that's the wrong game. Trooper. And we'll come back when he's all done. Okay, so that is all the highlighting done. We're up to the last bit now, which is the forearm or the bicep on the gun arm. Oh, stop shaking, Daniel. That needs to be red because this guy is just a grunt. Oh my god. So we got pause, you'll say. Well, I'll stop trying to hold that in a weird angle. For that, I found Vallejo Flat Red is a fantastic red. It's my favorite red. I didn't think you could have a favorite red, but here we are, and this is my favorite. It is so opaque. I thought, you know, I'd have to do 2 coats of this, but 1 coat went on, did the trick, and I was just in love with the paint color, which is a bit odd, but you know. We'll do this. Put the red on. We're not going to bother with the little yellow dots that are also on it, or can be seen on some of them, for their like command ranks or something weird like that. Oh, stop up in the camera. For this, we're painting. We highlighted this arm, but it doesn't matter. We're just going to cover it up anyway with this lovely red. Look at how well that goes on. You can see why I'm a bit over the top with this red. I might paint something red later. We'll paint this rank signifier on, and then we'll come back with an army showcase, well, with a platoon showcase. And here we are, all done. What I forgot to do was that shoulder stripe on that guy there, but I went in quickly ahead and did it. Try and focus on the ones in the front. That's the whole squad done. I just had to give them a quick matte varnish spray to get them all the same. But other than that, I think I did pretty good. It doesn't take too long at all to get these done. If you were committed, you could probably get them done in a couple hours and ready for the tabletop. I haven't done the basing because they're not mine, and the owner wants to do his own basing to match what he has. So yeah, that's it. That's some Shoretroopers. That's how I paint them. Yeah. So like and subscribe. Let me know in the comments below what you'd like to see painted in the future. Yeah. Thanks for watching. Bye.